right, everybody. Welcome to the Pastimes Podcast. Each week we go through an old newspaper from a random date in history picked out by Dave Anthony. I'm Gareth Reynolds, and I've never seen it before, and neither is our guest this week,
Sarah Tiana. Hi, Sarah.
Hi, guys.
Thank you for joining us.
You're welcome. I'm happy to be here.
How's your mom?
She's good.
Does she still like our stuff?
Oh, yeah. She tells me before I tell her. I'm like, I want it to be kind of a surprise. And then I'm like, oh, yeah, I'll tell her when I know it's coming out. And then she's always like, heard you on Pastimes today.
She's the best.
Like,
where does she live?
Georgia.
Yeah, we got to get out there specifically for her.
Was the whole family excited about the Georgia win?
Yes. Yeah.
He means when Trump won Georgia.
It was a big day. That's right.
Yeah.
No, they weren't. But yes, Georgia Bulldogs, both overtime wins, which were extremely stressful. There was a lot of pacing. The group chat was
going on. You said a lot
off.
of pissing, to be clear?
Pacing, you have a different...
Pacing.
Oh.
The way you handle sports is different than other people, Gareth.
When you get fired up, you all piss. So that's it. You put a bucket in the room and everybody pisses into it. Guys and gals. Sarah, you have a new podcast. It's baseball-based. Yeah. Is that right?
No, my new podcast is just sports-based with me and two other female comics.
Who are the comics? I think I know some of them.
Megan Gailey and Rachel Bonetta. Yeah.
Great.
So we're called the Sports Bitches. Sports Bitches.
It's called the Sports Bitches.
That's inappropriate. That's offensive.
Yeah. We're actually not allowed to say that name. I don't know if you know that. And then, wait, what was the other thing you were talking about?
Yes, I have a new show on MLB Network called The Traveling Spaceship Show.
Yes.
Where me and my co-pilot, Jax, who is a puppet, we can go to any game in the past.
Hey, Sarah, what the fuck is going on right now?
This is the best show ever. This is my dream
sorry,
show.
Siri. You have a puppet?
That's a great show.
And how did you get it? I get out of the spaceship down to the puppet. How did you get into a spaceship?
We don't really need to explain that.
I need a backstory.
Dave, if you really think about it, you do a time travel podcast with a puppet as well. All right, Sarah, we're going to guess what year this paper's from.
Okay.
You know the deal. I mean, who knows? You can go first. You go first. But any years, we did a 2000. I think we did a 2000 one, so it could be up till then.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's like a very broad guess. It's like I'm thinking of a number between 1 and 1,000. You're like,
but that's always a really fun game. So I'm not sure.
I'm going to say 1967.
Interesting. Well played, Tiana.
Wow, are you just killing time here?
You're going $1.
Quiet, Anthony. 1967 is interesting. I'm going to go 1903.
Oh, terrible
my
choice.
God. Sarah, of course, wins.
Sarah.
Well, I call her Sierra. It's inside joke.
It is.
The year it's December 21st, 1903.
Shut up.
And Sarah is the winner.
I just guessed it. What?
Nobody knows.
It's the second time that's happened.
It's the vibe.
You see why this game could be fun
bad.
since 1903. Sarah, thank you for playing. And Dave, fuck you. That'll teach you to cross me. Wow, that's crazy.
What the fuck? I think my son has now, since I said my son is texting me about the PayPal, not about the
action lawsuit.
Fortnite class action. I've gotten now 4 texts from him.
Yeah, I imagine that lawsuit takes 2 weeks to turn around.
Now question mark. And
the
yes,
question is,
he got $250.
What dance do they do when they win?
Yeah, that is a good question.
Quite a choice.
And are they legally clear to do it?
Right. Well, okay, I'll send it, and then we're done. Kid. Yes, $250. Okay.
I mean, that is a podcast.
All right, so it is the Indianapolis Star.
Oh,
right.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Love it. Big fan. Yeah. Love their work. I've read a lot of their papers.
Is that right, Sarah?
So
Big
good.
fan?
Yeah.
Have you and your puppet ever gone to that time?
1903.
Yeah. Have you and the puppet ever gone there?
Sarah and I are on a nationwide newspaper discussion forum on a group on Facebook.
Yeah. Yeah, there's also a great Reddit thread.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Really good one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Private.
It's good. There's called the 1903 and outs. Yeah.
Yep.
Pretty.
Well, if the name wasn't so airtight, I'd be dubious. But then the name came to fruition quickly. All right.
Yeah. 1903. Was baseball, I think, was invented, but it wasn't a formalized.
No, it was. But by that time, they had professional leagues. Yeah. Oh, yeah, big time. There were already rivalries. Are you getting turned on,
Dave? You're really... Oh, yeah.
No, I'm just saying, they had rivalries already. We did it.
Should we piss?
We did an episode about... We've done a couple episodes about baseball in the 1890s. Yeah, so there was some crazy shit going on already. Yeah.
They used to use their hand instead of a
bat. Not MLB, but the precursor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? All right. So this is going to be our Christmas episode.
Oh, how exciting.
Oh, my God.
Christmas episode. Oh, my
God. It's very, very exciting. Do you want the first headline?
These are things that were happening in Indianapolis in 1903 at Christmas.
That's right.
Okay.
The 21st, so it's just 4 days before Christmas. All right, first headline: No Christmas, murdered wife and children.
Straight to the point. I'm guessing.
So they weren't really concerned with children seeing the paper or the headlines back then, I guess. Imagine being a child, being like, Jesus Christ, Santa found dead.
Wait, murdered wife and children?
Yeah. Yes. Is this just one household won't be having Christmas that year?
Maybe somebody did see mommy kissing Santa Claus.
That's right.
Yeah, right.
And there was hell to pay.
Yeah. Santa came down. All right.
Yeah. Daddy saw mommy. Wasn't very happy.
And then it went further.
So there's like 3 headlines below it. Awful deed of Cleveland machinist who saw Yuletide approach and no presents.
What is
ready for his family?
It just feels like key words to like grab you to be like, but it's not. So far, I still have no clue what's happening.
Had played the ponies.
Oh.
Said special delivery letter to friend notifying him of intention. Yeah, this is sweet.
Is that a letter
this
to
is Christmassy. Okay.
So is this a gambling debt?
Let's see. Roscoe Derby, a machinist and about 45 years old, murdered his... Oh, God.
I like that they can't get his age.
Altogether, I thought these were just other headlines.
No, this is one guy. This is one guy getting busy.
Yeah.
One guy getting busy.
I was like, because you had me at hello, and then you lost me at machinist.
Yeah.
Right?
And approximate age, 45-ish. We don't have time. Anyway, the point is...
He's a Dominican pitcher. We don't really know.
We're not sure. Look,
I don't know. Just guessing.
Cut him open, count the rings.
Murdered his entire family early today by shooting his wife, his 3 kids, and then himself.
This is not, Dave, this is a comedy show.
Happy Merry
Christmas.
Happy Merry Christmas.
So everyone does.
The crime is believed to have been due to despondency over the impoverishment of the family purse and the near approach of Christmas.
Will you read the headline again?
Sure.
Because
no
I think
Christmas.
the editor, the editor was like, look, that huge murder-suicide it's good for his story, but can we Christmas it up? Mm-hmm. And they were like, yeah, sure, no Christmas. Everyone in that house is dead.
Yeah. No Christmas, murdered wife and child.
It was cold-blooded.
Yeah, it was. This is what Santa would have done had he been out of presents.
Christmasing it up is kind of like how the reason people think Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
And
it's
I
like
agree.
An action movie that takes place at Christmas. It's like, well, if we add Christmas, there's stakes.
If there's sleigh bells, it's a Christmas movie. I'm not going to do this with you again, Sarah.
I just am like putting Christmas in the headline. So like he was basically didn't have the money to buy gifts. And he said, I'll give myself a gift.
I know how to take the pressure off of this holiday.
Yeah.
We won't exist.
Gosh.
It's dark. It's dark.
I'll just cut to the end. A number of pool, because the in between the end, it's just describing the murders. A number of pool room race checks were found pool room race checks
You're
were
the guy who
found
said
about.
poo. So drop the attitude. You said poo, and then you're angry at us. Sarah and I are just making sure
Said
that
poo.
poo room's a
Poo.
bathroom. So okay, you can sit there and look
You
angry
said,
at it.
I heard pool.
I heard
You
poo too,
didn't hear.
Sarah. I agree.
You,
Go ahead,
No.
Dave. Huh?
Mm-mm.
We're having one of these fun little. This is what podcasting is.
Oh.
A number of pool room race checks were found about the house, showing that Derby had been trying his luck on betting.
So he
So
chose.
he
Trying
was-
his luck. So
Yeah.
he was a beginner gambler and then
Try.
lost all the money
Yeah.
for Christmas and then was like, well, there's only one fix.
Ugh.
It's like, well, no, there's several there's other fixes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what Santa is not just there for good times. You can scapegoat him as the reason there's no gifts and be like, I don't know, I guess we fucked up as a family this year.
Yeah. And why do you think coal was part of a stocking? Because that's like just what people had around.
I can't even afford the coal.
You also could kill your family and then just be like, Santa came down the chimney and he's crazy.
Oh my God, the Santa defense in 1903. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh no.
And he was mocking us, laughing with his bowl full of jelly.
Oh,
As he did.
just
Ho, ho, ho.
Jeez.
as he's in the sleigh. You motherfucker!
The
Wow.
first knowledge of the crime was communicated in a letter written by Derby to a friend who lived not far away and which was sent to him by special delivery.
That is dark shit too. To send
The letter-
to drop that letter up. You're sure this will get there? Okay, great.
Merry Christmas, friend. By the
Oh.
time you'll get this, my family and I will be dead.
Hey, Hank, it's me. This is a weird letter. Go to my house. We're all gone.
Oh,
Also-
wait, did he kill himself too? He didn't.
Yeah, he
Oh,
killed
okay.
himself too. Took
Well,
everybody.
I wish he would have done that first. Wish he
Right?
would have killed himself first and
Yeah.
then gone for.
Yeah, you go in the room, you gather your family around for the dinner, and you go, "This is your Christmas," and you pull the shotgun out and you just blow your brains out.
Yeah.
Also, yeah.
And they're,
Also,
And
they're
then-
like, yay.
Yeah. Okay.
We didn't get you a gift either.
I got you overalls.
Yeah. I got you a gun case, huh? I guess you won't
Yeah, I
be
guess you
needing
don't need that.
I got you a hat. You
you
won't be
go.
needing that.
Yeah,
It's got two
got you.
hands on it that clap if you pull a string. Sorry, your father's head exploded at supper. That's tough.
Yeah.
Wow,
That's
what an
tough.
opening. Well,
Hey,
Merry
People think
Christmas.
that Courtney Love still did it, right? Like
I-
that's still.
Some
I'm
people
not out of
do,
the
but
woods on
that's-
that one.
I am. Come on, she didn't do it. The guy literally was depressed and got out of a mental hospital. And
He couldn't
you know,
reach
come
that
on.
trigger with that level of heroin in his bloodstream. Stop
Jesus
it.
Christ!
Stop it.
Have you ever heard his music? The guy was bummed.
Let a dreamer dream.
I think part of
choose
it
to
is
believe.
also just living in Seattle, where you're like, oof,
Yeah,
Every
it's a depressing
day.
place.
not. It's
I'm
tough.
just happy that Frances Bean has found. She's
Yeah.
found love. And
She
she's
likes
moved
the
on.
show.
She got married. She
Remember,
got married.
she likes one of our
Yeah,
shows.
she likes the show.
We should
She
probably-
did.
Yeah, I'm trying to kind of
She
work
did
our way
until
out of
you
this
did
one.
that.
Uh,
Dumbass.
whatever she believes, I believe.
But
It's my
fault.
yeah, she
I'm the
got
one that brought it
married. She got married last
Yeah.
week.
to Tony Hawk's son, right?
Yeah,
That
great
guy
family to
wasn't
get
Tony
into.
Hawk. That freaked me out for a second.
She married Tony Hawk. Is that a problem for you? It's his third wife in together at the same time.
By the
Mhm.
way,
You
the
went-
name Francis Beanhawk has a lovely ring to it.
Oh my God, it does.
Beanhawk.
Yeah, Beanhawks scare me.
I
So-
read that paper too. I used to read that paper.
The Beanhawks.
Yeah.
The San
the Beanhawk.
Francisco Beanhawk.
Yeah. You didn't read that one? Oh,
No, I don't think we've done that one out here.
that's a good one.
Yeah, it sounds good.
Good.
Divorced and married in 19 minutes.
Wow, that's great.
Is
My
this a
dad
new
did that.
headline, or is this what
It's
happened
a
after
headline.
the shooting?
We're
Okay.
in the
It's a
ad.
We're in a new one. Yeah,
We're
this
doing
is
the
it.
ad reads real quick, Sarah.
Okay.
The quickest divorce
Just
and
kidding. Sarah's genuinely like, oh shit.
Oh,
Sorry.
wow.
Oh, faux pas. Yeah, if you want to get married after 19 minutes of divorce, use promo code Dollop at checkout.
Okay, sorry, Dave.
The quickest divorce and remarriage record ever made in Henry County was made Saturday in circuit court. A divorce was granted to Amanda Fegley, and 15 minutes later, across the street, in the office of Squire Coons. Jesus Christ. I mean, change your fucking name.
Honestly.
I don't care what year it is.
Squire Coons.
Oh, my God.
I'm King Rabbit.
Fuck.
Legal name, not a nickname, right?
I'm the Duke of Rats.
The Duke of Rats.
The Duchess of Possum will oversee the ceremony. By the way, my misogyny is showing because in 1903, I just assumed this was a man doing the divorce marriage.
It's a lady.
It's a woman.
No, it is. Yes, the great grandmother of Britney Spears, just like quickly getting a divorce, running on to the next one.
I don't even remember the marriage.
In the office of Squire Coons, she was married to W.M. Flynn from the time the divorce was granted until the new knot was tied was only 19 minutes.
Wow. So they were definitely like going for headlines.
Yeah, I think so, right?
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. This
had to have been.
Yeah.
Is this like Guinness Book of World Records?
Yeah, they're
moment?
going for
Yeah,
that.
feels like it. I'm for it.
Yeah.
But this
Hey,
is probably,
man, when you found the one, you found the one. You know?
Yeah.
I
The
found him,
second
and I've
one.
got to hurry. There's not much time. Back then, the Guinness Book was probably like, it was actually important. Like, people are like, wow, that's a lot of pickles.
I know.
Whereas now they're just like,
it's just like,
what's your thing? It's like, nobody's ever held this many marbles in their hand. Like, man.
the longest toenails and can bounce a basketball for an hour?
So, yeah, see, that's where you're like, is anyone, they're like, no one's done that.
You know, Don Barris at the Comedy Store?
Yeah.
So he's, trying to break the record of the
T-shirts.
Yeah. So I think he's on 2,100 days.
That's what I mean.
straight.
It's like,
What do you mean?
new
t-shirt?
shirt every
It's
day,
a
right?
different T-shirt every day.
Yeah.
So I think he has like 7 years left or something, but he's already been doing it for 7.
That is
And he has to keep track of it.
That's a lot of pressure.
I'm like, that's a lot of work.
That's
What about doing something interesting with your life?
He did that too.
I can't imagine even being that driven to do anything in my life.
A new T-shirt every day.
No.
This is such a comedian gripe to be like, that's a lot of work.
It's
Yes.
a lot of work.
A new T-shirt
I would forget
every
one day. How
By
does
the way,
he have?
Luke, who's like involved in our Dollop world, Sarah, he basically does that without trying.
Yeah, by accident.
Every day I'm like, what is that? He's like, it's like a cookbook for the Unabomber. I'm like, all right, we're going into a chevron.
I would actually like that.
Yeah.
So
based on a real one.
is he taking a picture of himself every day?
Yeah, so take a
post
picture with like a timestamp in it.
Yeah.
And then he has to like double check that he's not
worn it.
accidentally wearing the same one.
Oh my Lord.
Are we pretending like the Guinness Book of World Records is actually going to check up on this shit and go through every picture?
He probably initiated the start, I would assume.
You would assume.
Okay, never mind. That's going to be a fucking bummer when it's 14 years of new shirts and they're like, oh, well, did you fill it? Can we see the first form? You're like, the first form?
Sorry, you ran out of iCloud space 2 years ago.
Oh my God, that's even worse.
Yeah.
My computer crashed. Well, just start over. What is another 14 years of T-shirt swapping?
I mean, just like keeping them in the house and like making sure that you're like, because it's like you can't even really get rid of them because you have to have them as also a backup proof. I think they have storage units full of the old ones.
What?
I know.
What are we doing?
I know. Okay.
Come on.
Yeah.
What about writing bits?
There's no week. Yeah.
Live a bit.
No time for that. I'm logging T-shirts.
Yeah, good Lord. Too busy ordering new shirts.
And meanwhile, Bert Kreischer's over there. No shirt for 2 years.
I'm your opposite.
Long engaged, but have never met. Wabash girl and Purdue student to wed Thursday, culminating unique romance. Next Thursday evening, that's Christmas Eve, Miss Bertha Hoff, a pretty young woman Man, if your name's Bertha Hoff,
no.
it's
Come on.
You have to
it's a
write
tough
in the
one.
pretty so people might think
Right?
that it's true.
Yeah.
Change my first name to Pretty.
Make sure you put pretty in there.
Don't forget that I'm pretty.
Yeah. Meanwhile,
Bertha, you're hurting me.
Marla Hooch shows up. And they're like, wow. Okay.
Hello.
You said she was pretty. I didn't say
I'm the beauty of Wabash.
Oh, hello.
Wabash. This is Wabash.
It is
Wabash?
Wabash.
All right. That's
Come
fine.
on,
I'll do
Dave.
that too.
You know this from our
whatever.
local Wabash Times.
Have you guys ever played Wabash?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Played it? Oh,
Yeah,
oh
got
yeah,
the
yeah.
set
You're
there.
talking
Fall
you
for
done-
this, Sarah.
football.
Come on. A pretty young woman of Bourbon. She's from Bourbon.
I was too, technically.
Actually, that
It's a
should be
town.
on my headstone when I die.
From
I'm pretty
Bourbon.
young woman of Bourbon.
Yeah, you kind of are from Bourbon.
Oh yeah, I mean I'm definitely at least 98% bourbon on the
From
inside.
Bourbon. My parents fucked during a blackout and then they had me. I'm from Bourbon.
Hey,
Don't
knock it.
Don't knock it. And Theodore Yager of South Chicago will be married at the
name?
home of the former.
Okay.
Although the pair have been engaged for 3 years, they have never seen each other, and their acquaintance exists only through a regular correspondence and the exchange of photographs.
I mean, this is 1903. This makes so much more sense.
Does it?
Yeah. But they definitely by now have sent pictures of each other,
They
fiddling
live.
their bits.
I mean, in today's drive, that's like 2.5 hours. They could go easily. It's 3 years.
lifetime.
It's 1903. Even if you're taking a horse, you could get there
It's a long time.
in a. No, it's
Yeah.
not
I
a long
always
time.
say that's why people like stayed married for so long. When they were first married in the 1800s, because there's just like no options.
No.
So you're like
Yeah.
this is my option. It says here in the paper that she's pretty. So
Yeah.
I'm taking my commitment. I've
agree.
seen her photograph.
Yeah.
And it's just like,
She's
it was-
hotter than all 8 women in town.
The paper of record says she's a keeper.
Yeah.
yeah. So then you're like, all right, well, I'll just make it
Well,
work.
This could
Here
be the
we
first
go.
catfish.
It could be.
that's
That
what
would
I'm thinking. Like she could
that
be
would be
sending
great.
pictures of anybody to him.
I'm a pretty Bertha.
All the
shoulda
pictures
known.
are from 150 feet away.
Sort of seer.
She looks pretty to me. Oh, that's just a thumb.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. I like that
5
we're making
years.
her seem like the ugly one, but he could
Well,
be a complete troll
Her name is Bertha. Yeah,
Bertha's
he
not
might not
helpful.
be. I mean,
There's
he
less.
can't be a great. He
Well, but
can't be
he's
a
a
great pick.
Jaeger. He's from the Jaeger fortune. You know.
Yeah,
how
he's
they-
one of the famous Jaegers.
Anyone
Yeah.
want some cough syrup for an aperitif?
Or you have to drink a lot of Jaeger to think he's attractive. That could be the other.
Oh yeah.
I'm not going to sit here and have a shit on the man in the story.
I know. I don't understand why a girl from Bourbon would marry a Jaeger.
Listen, a bourbon woman marrying a Jaeger.
That's where I draw the line.
These are liquor Capulets and Montagues.
Don't even get me started on Goldschlager. He's a real pain in the
Oh,
ass.
that guy, that motherfucker.
Hey, he's just dribbling gold pieces. Woo! Jeez, I was drinking that.
Yeah.
Have a little minute. That's edible.
I was, engaged to a Goldschlager once, and he left me for a man on Broadway.
Imagine the Goldschlager family. That day when they came up with Goldschlager, they were like, pretty good. And then there was one guy like, I've got a bit of a wild idea. Well, I think we've already got the labels printed up. Hear me out. What about if tinsel met gold bars? What do you want to do with it?
What?
Put it in there. Put it in.
Are you insane?
Something
Yes.
It's metal.
It tastes
I'm
like
quite mad.
cinnamon.
Yes. The cinnamon will have gold chunks in it, and we'll all drink the gold down.
Will we die?
Yes, we'll maybe die. We'll all die in pursuit of the most fancy beverage of all time, and it will cost $25 a bottle. It's a huge loss for us.
Obsessed with gold. I mean, it's like Trump's ancestors were just like, well,
It's
Yes.
called Goldschlager. It's what my toilet looks like after I eat. Come on.
Okay, sorry. Didn't mean to bring the room down.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
5 years ago, Yeager was a student at Purdue. He had a roommate who corresponded with Miss Hoff, and Yeager made a wager he could write to her and get a reply. Wait, what? So he totally moved on another dude's
girl?
Yeah.
And she was just like, does she know that it's a different guy?
No.
I'd wonder. I bet she might think he's not. They're not even.
Yeah,
they don't even know each other. He's just randomly sending a. So in this story, this guy randomly sends a letter.
DMs. Yes. Yeah.
Of a taken woman.
So in 1903, you randomly get a letter from a dude.
Yeah.
Hey, I heard about you.
Yep.
Like that. How does it work?
I can't believe that's the guy that wasn't killed on Christmas, moving in on somebody else's lady in 1903.
Yeah, it is weird to get a letter and be like, let's see where this goes. Sure.
I know. It's like, isn't this how old people get tricked out of $50,000?
Yes,
completely.
Yes.
And then it works.
Hey, I'm a prince in Nigeria.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, what did Yeager say?
Come to Wabash.
Well, he did so, and the correspondence thus begun was carried on vigorously until 3 years since when Yeager proposed. Yeager does not explain why he never called upon Miss Hoff, but as each was satisfied with references that both had at hand, the wedding was arranged without a meeting.
That is the craziest fucking letter to write. Like, look, I don't want to seem out of line. You want to get married? Should we get married?
I would love to know how this worked out. I would love to know.
Yeah.
I'll bet it worked out. Yeah, I bet it worked out.
Why?
If anyone listening is related to this couple.
I bet it worked out because it's 1903. The options, like we were saying, are so limited. And they probably wrote really long letters and got to know each other. And then divorce is harder. It probably it's just a lot. I mean, like we were saying, it's not like you're, you know your surroundings, what you got. You're not, again, you didn't have access to the world.
Yeah, you didn't have access to the world. And also, it felt like back then people worked really long hours. Like they never saw each other.
They were tired.
They just
it's not to say that it was good. It just didn't end. Like you see old people, you're like, man, this seems brutal. And they're like, hey, it's just, I need someone to help grab stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, he's rather tall. He could get me a can of beans off the top shelf. I think I found a keeper. You're like, what?
She cleans the bathtub. I can grab stuff. It's just, we're pot committed. It's over.
Yeah.
Life's over.
I mean,
Dave, are you finding it, Dave?
Well, I found something really weird. I found a Bertha Huff who was born Bertha Yeager.
Whoa. What
so it's the
fuck?
Opposite.
Wait, no, Bertha Hoff. So could that be the daughter of these two? She was a Bertha Yeager and then changed her name?
No, she's 25 at this point. So that's definitely.
Ooh, why are you looking this up?
That's weird. I have access to everybody instantly on my computer.
Dave has the CSI technology, but we just use it for a podcast.
Yes. She showed up in POTUS.
Yeah.
You have POTUS?
Yeah, oh yeah.
You have a fingerprint database on your computer.
We actually have a PI on the show.
Just in case anybody asks a question like I did.
We use him 3 times a year. His salary is enormous.
And every time we see him is in a different T-shirt. Yeah. So it's giving Don Barris a run for his money.
Yeah.
Jeez. 3 times a year. I guess it's really fascinating to me, how relationships back then were just so much simpler. It was you didn't, but I think a big part of it too was you didn't know how many other beautiful options were out there.
That was it.
Because you never met somebody that
and if you
really
wanted to communicate, it was landline or letter. That was it.
But also in a letter, you can emote just like you can in an email where you're like, God, they were so mad in that email. It's like, no, you were mad when you were reading it, you know? So it's like, if you're think this girl is beautiful and like really interesting, when you're reading it, everything's going to sound beautiful and interesting to you because you're just genuinely excited to get that
and then
letter.
she shows up and she's like, I just saw a big fence. You got no idea how big this fence was that we just saw. You're like, oh, okay, cool. And she's like, I don't know. I sure do got a lot of dirt under my fingernails. I'm all embarrassed. But at least you love me for me. This fence had so many posts.
It's like you ever hear, it's like the two different versions. You know, when you hear Adele sing, it's like the most beautiful sound in the world. But then when you hear her talk, she's like, thank you so much. You're like, where did that come from?
True. It's the voice of an angel. What do you call yourself? Well, I'm like Adele Light, you know, ease.
Nice.
That was like the first time I saw heard Beckham, like David Beckham talk. Like I was like, man, this guy's amazing at soccer. And then he got up there, he's like, but you know, it's not really like that. It's like when you're out in the field, you really try quite difficultly, and it's not that easy. But the line judges come after me all the time. I was like, no.
No, I don't want a newspaper. Get away from me.
Yeah.
Oh my
extra, I've had a really good game again.
That's why I'm just imagining them reading each other's letters, thinking the other one is going to be like the key to all their dreams.
Shows up after a 3-hour carriage ride. We just saw a horse take a huge dump. He's crazy. I know what that horse was eating.
Yeah. Well, he came to her house, though. So they were getting married at her house.
Yeah.
So that means her house must have been nicer.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Nicer,
but
probably.
How do you even propose in a letter?
That's what I'm saying. It would be like,
did he
enclosed as a ring. Will you marry me? Check yes or no.
Yeah, that was back when nobody opened the mail.
Yeah, right.
It wouldn't get stolen.
My mother sent me a card for my birthday, and it opened up a very crazy conversation when I didn't get it. Because I think she put $20 in it, which I was like, not necessary, obviously. And she goes, well, they probably put it through the machine where they could see there was money in it. And I go, what? I go, what machine?
What machine?
She goes, well, there's a thing where they can put it through and they see what's in it and they take the money. I was like, what?
Ooh,
what?
Who's they?
I was like, this machine that they $20 at a time pays for itself? Sure.
You mean the company that's going out of business has the most high-tech technology that we have not seen?
Hold on, open that one. I think I saw a fin.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah. Oh.
All
right, David. Here we
Jaeger
go.
and bourbon.
That was a good
back
one.
together.
Yeah. I wish I could find out more. I'm gonna.
I've had Jaeger and bourbon together, and they don't go great. I'll be honest.
They do when it's your fifth drink.
Yeah. Give me another Jaeger bourbon.
So is the fifth marriage. It would go together great.
Anybody want some little confetti sprinkled in that? Goldschlager, get the fuck out of here.
Goldschlager. Gosh.
Every party could be a little more interesting, don't you think? Am I the only one who at the end of some Rumpelmints thinks, boy, I wish I was chewing a bit of gold?
I can't tell if you're doing an original character or just Truman Capote.
It's original, but everything's stolen, isn't it, Sarah?
Yeah. You
ever had the gold throat coat?
Everything's stolen, like $20 from people who can see in a machine.
No, they put it through the birthday machine. Every card goes through the birthday machine, and then they take it. You don't know that?
Yeah.
Well, you know, when back a long time ago, when you'd send money in the mail, you'd put a little piece of cardboard in there with it so people couldn't see it.
So then you guess what you do. Anytime there's cardboard in a letter, you're like, open it.
I know. Yes, absolutely.
Well, you're supposed to put it inside, like, because people would just straight up put cash in an envelope with nothing around it.
Yeah,
right.
Seal it. And it's like, those were the days.
That was the best. You fucking kidding me? I was living like a king back then. Another Goldschlager on me. I've had a pretty good day on the streets, boys.
Yes.
A flashlight and a dream, and here we are.
Another Bertha story. A different Bertha.
Very
A
popular
second
name.
Bertha?
A backup
Second
Bertha?
Bertha. Bertha
Ooh,
2.
In Indianapolis.
Fights
Sorry.
in defense of mother's name.
I stand by it.
Miss Bertha Glass attacks another girl because of slurring remarks and combat taking on true feminine tactics.
Yeah, here we go. This is
And combat or her with combat taking on.
The combat taking on true.
So they're
feminine.
fighting.
So
they're fighting like women.
Fighting like ladies. Let's see what that is.
I can't wait.
I'm guessing it's pulling hair.
Hair pulling.
Yes, it's
nails,
gotta be right. It's gotta be pulling
It's
hair
gotta
and
be
scratching.
pulling
feathers
hair.
coming out of nowhere.
Yes. Just reminding you about all of the chores you haven't finished that day. Just want to remind you.
A real nag fight. Boa strangling. Oh no, she's got her in a half shawl.
Not boa strangling. That's Goldschlager's moves.
Yeah, that's Goldschlager stuff.
Ooh, take a sip, or you'll pay the consequences. Schlager, stop. What?
Okay, I'm sorry. Go, Dave. Go.
This starts with a quote. "You old thing, I'll pull your hair. Don't you stand up there and say mean things about my stepmother," said pretty Miss Bertha Glass yesterday morning, just before she attacked another girl employed in the Claypool laundry.
Yes, the Claypool laundry. I've been eating for them to be mentioned. It's my favorite business.
Sarah, we're doing the ads again. I'm sorry. Claypool laundry. Listen, the turnaround's unbelievable. These women are doing a hell of work back there. Try promo code the Dollop at checkout. Get half off your sheets.
And remember, if it comes with ladies' splattered blood on it, it's free.
That's right.
It's free. Yes.
Wow. So this is this is what I picture in the 1900s. Everybody was washing everything in big factories.
Yeah. Yes.
And these women went at it.
Yeah, and then it's also the second Bertha that's needed the adjective of pretty.
Pretty.
Yeah, they're being very clear.
Yeah, you can't just have Bertha out there with no attached description.
Yeah. Yeah.
The two girls work side by side at the place, and ill feeling has existed between them for some time. The climax came yesterday when the two engaged in a fight truly characteristic of the feminine sex. They pulled each other's hair and clothing and said mean things and struck wild blows.
Ooh, wild blows, which is like, means they didn't put their dupes up. They were just.
Yeah, it was like swinging wide.
Look at these women. You gotta make contact, Sally.
When they were both compelled to stop from exhaustion, they were sights to behold. Miss Glass says the girl with whom she fought made false accusations against her stepmother, and the fistic defense followed.
Wow, fistic.
Miss Tilly Langler, 19 years old, of 1118 Bates Street, was arrested together with Miss Glass.
Tilly, why'd you do it? Tilly, what's your plan? Tilly, what's your home address?
Being accused of profanity.
Oh,
I love that.
You could be accused of profanity.
Oh yeah, back then, yeah.
And I would have gotten a life sentence.
You would have been fucked.
Yeah, I'd be fucked.
It is charged that she swore at Miss Glass's adversary in a manner shockingly unbecoming.
Oh.
Yeah. She used the C word.
Wow.
Well, I mean, I'm sorry, but if you're working at the Claypool laundry, shit's going to get said. Shit's going to get said.
The language standard for women was much different than that. You know, you'd be like, you fucking jack off. They'd be like, Tom's one of the funniest guys you're ever going to meet. But Tilly's like, you bitch. And they're like, that Tilly? Tilly. Shout it in your pillow when you get home if you feel it.
I mean, those ladies in a laundry, they've seen some shit. And probably like literal shit because it's probably been on the clothing and the sheets.
Yeah, dropping it off.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I pooped all over these. So,
but then she said something bad about her mom.
Yeah, then she hit her with the mom stuff.
Yeah, like then that was like the line too far. Like, don't talk about my mama.
Your mom sucks,
my
Tilly.
stepmom. Not even a real mom.
The reporter sounded like he was writing it with a little bit of like eroticism too.
Well, you gotta every guy reading the paper is like, "Ooh, two ladies fighting."
Well, I'm gonna go take a whack break.
It says right here.
Give me my bottle of Goldschlager. I'm about to read about two ladies going at it.
How are our profits? Has anyone seen the numbers? Wow, Schlager through the roof, huh? Looks like somebody's gonna eat a lot of gold and them words.
It says right here that she's pretty. And I know that the press don't lie.
That'll do.
That'll do.
That's
a pretty
plenty.
Bertha and a Tilly. Oh, right.
Oh, boy.
I think I found my afternoon.
I think I know where I'm going for my afternoon, Jack.
Just
All
wondering
right,
what she
boys.
said
Take a
about her
quick
mom.
Jack break, and then let's get back to work. Thanks, boss. Then let's keep going through these birthday letters.
Wow, I can't even. Oof. I can't. Yeah, talking about your mom. I guess that was something. That was fighting words back then.
Stepmom is weird, but yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever been in a fist fight, Sarah?
I've never been in a fist fight.
You never been in a fist fight?
I did get slapped by a girl in 4th grade once. Her name was Kim Slaughter. And I'll never forget. Yeah. Terrifying. She had like short red hair, you know.
Yeah.
So she was already 0 for 1, you know.
Yeah.
And, pretty, as they put in the paper. And no, she like cornered me in the bathroom and she was like, "I heard you've been talking about me." And I was
shit.
I hadn't been talking about you. And then she slapped me in the face. And then my instinct, I just like slapped her back.
Good.
And then she never bothered me again.
Good for you.
Back.
That's how you do it.
Slap
back.
That's amazing.
Pretty much.
Heard you've been talking shit. Slap someone? Wow.
Yeah. Just like 4th grade cornered me in the bathroom. And I was definitely afraid of her. Like she was always like rude or mean. And I was like,
Sarah, sounds like you were maybe talking a little shit.
Now I am. She can't hurt me now.
Sarah, she's behind you.
Oh man!
Yeah,
do you ever have dreams about red? Do you ever think about red? Does that come into your head? No.
I think about the name Kim Slaughter. Like that's a really good name for a character.
Slaughter's a great name.
In a movie or something. So maybe I'll repurpose that. But yeah, have you guys been in fights?
Oh yeah.
I have. Yeah.
There was a lot more fighting when I was growing up. Like we had fist fights all the time. Like
Dave grew up in 1930s Brooklyn.
I did. I did.
Well,
but my kid's never been in a fight, and he's 15, and he's almost 16. But
now
never.
You bully online. Back then, we used to in England. When I would go drinking in England back in the day, the bars closed at 11, and it was like that culture with that closing time was disastrous in the streets. So people would when they'd call last call, people would go up and be like, "I'll have 5 Jack Daniels, 4 pints of lager, 6 Goldschlager, fuck off." And then you'd have your buzz would go from a buzz to just like hammered. People pour into the streets, and then it would just be fucking mayhem. And I saw some shit where I was always trying to avoid it, but it was like cartoon brawls where it'd just be a, like dust cloud of fists flying, and you'd eventually get dragged in and be like, if you're getting punched in the head, you're like, I have to try to stop this.
I actually don't have a problem with any. I'm just like, I always liked that men like worked their shit out by like just punching you. And I always feel like so many of these like jackasses that I see nowadays, I'm like, well, you've never been punched in the face, and that's when you act like an asshole.
It's
definitely punched in the face.
It's a lot easier to be a dickhead online than it is in person. And so it's a lot easier to just be a total jack off like online, and then someone's just like, "What's up, asshole? I heard you were talking shit about me in the 4th grade bathroom."
Yeah.
That's
been Slaughter slapping you. You get the Slaughter slap.
Get the Slaughter slap.
Yeah.
Okay. That's the title of the next article.
Yeah.
The Slaughter.
We're still on page 1. This is out of This is foreign news. This is some foreign news.
Oh, good. I mean, bad maybe.
Yeah. Loved same youth. Said one must die.
Wait, loved same youth?
Said one must die. This is a London paper writing about Russia. The St. Petersburg correspondent of the Daily Express sends the account of a tragic affair that has occurred in the students' quarters of the Russian capital, the principals being 2 girl students. So this is just like you and Slaughter. Yeah. Mm-hmm. One of the girls made the acquaintance of a young man of good family and became secretly engaged to him. Shortly afterwards, she introduced her fiance to another girl, an intimate friend of her own. At this point, the tragedy began, for the fickle lover immediately fell deeply in love with his fiance's friend.
Such a non-controversial story, really. I mean, why does this have to come from Russia? This couldn't come from Indianapolis? You're going to hear a crazy story with many twists and turns. Man engaged meets other woman, likes better. You've never heard anything so bizarre.
I mean, that's not the end of the story.
Okay. Go on.
Wait, was the girl British or was she Russian?
No, they're both Russian.
Yeah, This is just the London being like, we've got a bit of shit.
There's nothing going on in London that
London's
they have to do reporting from. Yeah, I'm like, wasn't there a serial killer going around?
Yeah. Put that aside. 2 women, 1 man. Listen. You're not going to believe this.
The girls, true to their friendship, had no secrets from one another, and the newcomer confided to the betrothed girl the fact that she and the young man were in love. The 2 girls were in despair and at length determined that the death of one of them offered the only solution of the difficulty.
There we go. Now we got a story.
Okay.
One must die.
Because I'm like, if this takes place in France, they just all 3 stay together.
Yeah.
But it's Russia, and they're like, well, I guess we'll play a fun little game of roulette.
Yeah, one has to fight polar bear.
There's hardly one answer. Yeah.
The French version's great. Cool, let's get the 4th. What's the issue? Come on, you got any other friends, huh? I got one big cock and a lot of punching to do. Let's go.
Okay.
They accordingly resolved on fighting what the Russians call an American duel.
Wow. I can't believe we took their roulette and they're taking our duel. Own your shit, nations.
Well, this sounds more... Okay, so locking themselves in a room with a revolver, they drew lots. And
what if they do Russian roulette and they're like, it's called American duel? No, that's Russian roulette. No. Roulette this game, 1 ball. What are you spinning? What?
Well, that's kind of what this sounds like. So it fell out that the betrothed girl had to shoot her friend. The latter stood calmly, awaiting of the girl who held the revolver, but the latter, yielding to a sudden impulse, turned the weapon against her own breast and fired. The shot was fatal, and bleeding from a terrible wound, the girl fell dead to the floor.
Holy shit. Chest shot?
Chest shot. She shot herself in the chest.
She's like, study me for CTE.
Yeah. Well, I guess. Reaction.
I think this is murder. At the site, the girl whose life had been spared snatched the revolver and attempted to commit suicide, but her trembling hand was incapable of properly directing the shot, and she only wounded herself slightly. This is murder. She fucking murdered her.
I agree.
She murdered her.
I like the way you said it the first time, like an Agatha Christie investigator. This is murder. Yeah, it is a very good reason to be like, she shot herself in the chest.
Yeah, come on.
You know how
the
people
chest.
do it.
Yeah, super easy.
I think Courtney Love did it. How about that?
120 years ago, this is what she was doing.
Time traveling love. She was with a puppet.
Who's got music going on? Oh, someone's got a gardener.
Oh, yeah. There's one next door.
Yeah, that happens.
Sorry.
It's L.A. What are you going to do? Her courage giving away, she knelt in despair by the corpse of her friend, crying bitterly, and in this position, she was found by her neighbors, who, on hearing the shots, broke into the room. Wow. Yeah, she killed her. Come on. She killed her. She fucking killed her.
It's always that. When, and then people, shoot themselves, give themselves a grazed wound in the leg. The killer tried to kill me, too, but
You got to go big for that one, too, if you're going to do it. You really got to do a big... You can't just be like, he hit my hand.
And then after, did the guy still want to be with either of them? I'd be like,
yeah, right. He goes, well, I guess you really like me. I was just kind of thinking it was like a summer fling. So this is kind of, it's a lot.
Yeah. In France, it's to be like, pick up the body. Let's do it, huh?
Yes.
No problem.
Yeah, in Russia, it's like, now we have one less person to wait in bread line for us.
We serve her at our wedding. We put her in foil on barbecue, and then we eat at your ceremony, legally speaking.
Ooh, Sarah, how old's your son?
4.
This is perfect.
4 now. Okay.
Boy minors can toil on. Pittsburgh. Judge John Schaefer declared void and unconstitutional the act of May 13th, 1903, regulating the employment of boys in mines.
Wow.
Frank, this is so
That's
America.
what you meant by minor.
Yeah.
You're like a literal minor.
It took me a minute, too. I was like, you cannot let 4-year-olds work in mines.
That's what this is.
It is.
Yeah, but how's we going to eat? How's we going to eat?
Very good point.
And the reason we have him is because it can work. Now what's he going to do with them legs? Just walk around doing no work?
He just sits down, just all covered in soot, coughing.
Yeah.
Give me a beer. I've had a hell of a day. You're 4. Shut up.
Frank Schultz was charged as a mine foreman of employing boys under 16 years of age in an Allegheny County mine. Judge Schaefer said, it seems to us that the act of May 13th, 1903 is void for the reason that it seeks to amend 2 acts of assembly by 1 act for the further reason that its title is misleading in that it declares it to be the intention of the legislature to amend a section of an act which is not in the act itself. The indictment is therefore quashed.
This is
just
why
say you want kids to work.
That's why Judge Greg Mathis is the greatest judge of all time. You get it. When he talks about like, what was all that legal stuff? He's like,
what's he talking about?
Yeah.
I mean, basically he was saying, I came up with a bullshit reason for kids to still work.
Yeah, it's like Joe Manchin is like, this is awesome.
Yeah, this is the Joe Manchin bill.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Oh, jeez. Kids in a mine.
It's coming back.
Great. It's coming back. Yeah, it's still coming back.
No, they already are. They're already just
They're
like,
working.
How old are you? And they're like, 4. And he's like, you're gutting fish in a factory? He's like, yeah. Is that weird?
Yeah, they keep finding kids working at just big companies, not little companies. Like
his
big companies.
tiny hands can get in on the conveyor belt and fix it. That's why we needed an 8-year-old.
Yeah.
Don't send a man to do a boy's job.
The best when they have 12-year-olds working the overnight shift. Yeah, good kids should be working overnight. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you just gotta flip your schedule. You know what you normally do? I go home after work, eat French toast sticks, play with my dinosaurs, and then go to bed. I get up when it's dark. It's easy.
Just imagine, like, no screen time for you. You only worked 8 hours today.
Oh, come on.
No, we are a 12-hour-a-day house.
Come on,
you know
Twitter.
You know it. Well, Mom, why don't you work? Well, these aren't questions you need to be asking yourself.
Yeah. Because someone's got to put bologna between your bread for breakfast.
Because I'm on disability, and that check's bigger than unemployment. So
because I'm on a lot of Oxycontin because the government found a different way to fuck me. Okay? I can't walk because I think I live in a cloud. Okay? I tried to peel my hand off last night because I thought it was an orange. I'm high as shit right now, boy.
Oh God!
Here's a fun Christmas headline: Pickets prevent public funerals.
Wow!
Pickets prevent.
Yep, good alliteration.
Many bodies placed in undertakers' vaults to avoid attacks by striking drivers.
Okay.
This is Chicago. Shrinking from the espionage, shrinking from the espionage of union pickets and fearful that funeral parties would be attacked by the striking livery drivers, many Chicago families have refrained from publicly announcing their bereavements.
Wow. We got
Wait, because they'll get run over?
No, because they won't. That no one will drive the cars. If they drive the bodies themselves, then it's scabbing.
Oh, because the hearse drivers are on strike?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. I didn't know that there used to be many, that was just like a job. It wasn't like you own the funeral home and then you're also the driver.
We're only doing one body per car now. You guys. It's unbelievable.
On the other hand, pay the fucking drivers. I mean, that's what I'm seeing here.
Yeah.
In the vaults of several undertakers lie the bodies of persons about whose death the greatest secrecy is maintained, and whose funerals will be postponed until after the settlement of the strike. That's fine. But
Sure,
that is fine. That was like during 2020 when people were doing online funerals.
Yeah,
like
you don't need to rush
parlors.
Yeah, you don't need to rush a body in the ground.
Refrigeration.
No,
I'm sure they had ice.
It was a bit stinky, but that's leverage.
I mean, it's a box. Whatever happens in the box, it's fine.
Look, the stink stays. There's not a lot of wind here.
It is. Yeah, it's December in Chicago. It's fine.
Oh, yeah. Then it is fine, actually.
Yeah. It's easy.
Yeah. Just pay the drivers. Move on.
Yeah, and if I may, I don't know if we do need to do 30 cars with hazards on, my opinion. You'll get there when you get there. It's just everyone put it in ways. You'll meet up there. There's no need to. It's a bit of a show. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In other cases, the stricken relatives have arranged for evening funerals and private burials of which no announcement is made.
Shh. Toss it in.
The disgraced scenes that attended several funerals held Saturday, when union pickets attempted to interfere with the removal of the bodies, have led the health department officials to sanction the secrecy that is being preserved. The undertakers have been informed that unless public safety demands it, burials will not be insisted on until such a time as funeral parties shall be safe from molestation.
Funeral parties. Big fan.
Molestation. I mean, the words could have been a little better here. Now, this is a party. Leave your uncle alone. Yeah.
You ever get an invitation to a party, and it ends up being a secret wedding? Can you imagine getting an invitation? It's like, hey, everybody, meet at Jones at 5 o'clock, and then it's a secret funeral. It's a funeral.
Yeah.
It's a funeral.
You got a big party sub? They're going to love this. Ralph's dead. What?
Oh, I thought it was. I just forgot his birthday. That's a relief because I didn't want him to be mad at me.
Who wants cake? You've gone to a secret wedding?
I have gone to a secret wedding.
That's fucking. I would be like, God damn it. I would be furious.
They were older, my agent. It was my agent. She was 50. Yeah.
And she was like, come over for a party. And then like, how far into the party are they like, well, we've got news.
They waited till everybody got there.
Yeah.
And then one of the caterers or somebody was like, hey, everybody go meet in the front for the cake or something.
I'd be like, this caterer's out of line. I'll do what I like, caterer. And the vodka you've been drinking, it's actually got some gold and tinsel in it. This guy, he drops from the ceiling. Goldschlager, you ruined the roof. I'm covered in asbestos.
I just can't stop laughing at a secret funeral, like a surprise.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah.
Everybody meet up front. What?
They're like just lowering him.
Yeah. What is that? Look, George drowned 2 weeks ago. We wanted to do it last weekend, but nobody could make it, so we had to wait another week. Yes, he was swimming at a party drunk, and he hit his head, and he drowned. So,
surprise!
Hey.
Surprise!
Hey, Don, you're going to eulogize him.
What?
Just like an improvised funeral is so funny to me.
Yeah. All right, we should dig, and then let's do the ceremony.
You're like, wait, this is happening at you're going to bury him at my house?
Yeah.
Oh, we didn't tell you? Surprise.
Yeah. Here's the tombstone from Bourbon.
You are mostly bourbon.
Yeah.
Although I'm calling bullshit on that story. I think it's just made up. Yeah, to undermine the strikers. I think they just made that shit up.
Yeah, it's possible.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I was telling someone today about the Benjamin Franklin story. We did 3 parts on Benjamin Franklin just now. Sarah, your mother knows. And There's this thing where he's negotiating with the King of England, the King George, and he created this fake edition of a real paper that said that King George had a deal with the Native Americans to get 700 scalps, including women and children. And he like showed it to King George, and King George was like, "Jesus Christ, that's not true." And Ben was like, "Look, it's in the paper, so that's not a good look for you, my man." It was like great leverage.
Wow.
Yeah.
News. Wow.
Ben F. Okay, so let's end it with there are 4 pages of letters from readers who are helping out the Christmas fund, but also asking for gifts.
Okay.
Santa, dear Santa, I am a little girl, 9 years old. I would like for you to bring me a jointed doll, 2 feet high, and a bed for it, and a chair, 2 picture books, some candy and nuts, and a pair of warm mittens.
Chill.
And I want a bracelet with hearts on it, too. I enclose 20 cents for the poor children. Guess who that's from? Bertha.
Melania Trump.
Bertha? Melania? Dear Santa, please free me. I am captive.
Bertha, is it from Bertha, really?
Yeah.
What does it say?
Wow.
It says Bertha?
Bertha. Yeah.
A lot of
What's
Berthas.
going on?
A lot of
1903.
Berthas.
Yeah.
Terrible
Was
name.
there like a
Terrible.
famous Bertha that everyone was named after?
Maybe. Yeah, I
Big
bet there
Bertha.
was.
Yeah.
That's the only Bertha I even know.
I think it's the only famous one.
What is a jointed doll? Is that like one whose arms
I
move?
bet, I bet the first dolls just had straight arms, and now there's a doll with joints.
I'm having trouble sleeping again, Mom. Shut up. Blow your candle out. Look at your doll. But her arms won't go down. She's Frankensteining. Dear Santa, I just want a doll whose arms lower and eyes close.
Yeah, I would just like a doll that doesn't give me nightmares.
Yeah.
And
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I'm
Morning.
willing to tell my dad to end the funeral driver's strike so we can bury this fucking doll.
Do anything. I put her in plank. When I go to bed, I just put her in plank.
Dear Santa, I have been a good boy all this year. I want you to fetch me some toys.
This is from a 40-year-old.
Yeah. I want a little horse and wagon and a little mouse that runs all over the floor. And my brother wants you to bring him a pair of skates and a sledge and a gun. I am 7 years old.
This
Lawrence.
is incredible.
And my brother is too old to believe in Santa, but not too old to ask for a gift.
Dear Santa, I want a sled, a mouse, and a gun. How's that?
I'd like to use them all at once.
And a chopper on the roof of the building.
Before I've earned it, I've been working in the mine for 7 years.
This is a Christmas movie.
I mean, a mouse that runs on the floor is definitely to terrorize his mother.
It's just a mouse.
Right.
I wouldn't have even mailed that letter if I had seen it.
I want a stationary mouse. I want a mouse that kind of runs around a little bit. Very out of character for a mouse.
Dear Santa, here is 10 cents for the poor children. I hope everyone will have a happy Christmas. I hope you don't miss anybody, and please don't forget me. I am 9 years old, and I want a box of animals and a jackknife.
What the fuck? That is a horrible combination. All these animals have their heads cut off. I asked Santa for a jackknife. Holy shit, these are terrifying.
And a jackknife.
I love the simplicity of the asks, but the asks are getting terrifying.
Yes.
Yeah.
Love, John Wayne Gacy.
Yeah. I want a noose and the skin of my neighbor.
I want to cut some fuckers, Santa. I want to cut some people bad.
I want one of your elf's bodies.
Man, so many people wanted weapons when they were kids. Like,
I mean, I definitely did, but it's like we hear gun now and you're like 9mm. But they were like, little BB gun.
Yeah, a jackknife. I mean, I guess
still weird
most
to ask for a knife.
kids had a knife.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But what
all right,
did they
last
use?
one.
All right, one more. Here we go.
Dear Santa, please find 10 cents from my baby sister and 15 cents for me for your good cause, and hope everybody will contribute a small mite, which would mean so much for some poor little child and so little for the giver. It must be a sad disappointment. to be waked up and be slighted by Santa. I am one of the fortunate ones that has never been slighted by Santa. I wish you success in your good cause.
Oh, so he didn't ask for anything. He just said he didn't want him to miss anybody.
Yeah.
Well, that was really nice. Anyway, his funeral will be... He's the one that died. All the other money-hungry ones were like, I didn't get my jointed doll.
We ended it with a happy one.
That's good. That's a sweet kid. I hope he got everything he wanted. My son also wants a jointed doll, but it's called a transformer.
Oh, wow. That's good.
Yeah.
Well, Sarah, thank you for joining us.
Yes,
you're
welcome.
Legend.
Thank you for having me. Hello to my mom, Sue, who I know is listening.
Hi, Sue. We love you, Sue.
Get your grandson a transformer.
Yeah.
How much
and
are
make sure the arms
transformers
go
these
down.
What's a transformer running these days?
They're like about $25 for I know for the little, just little for any of like the.
But if you want a big one, what if you want a big one?
Big one is there.
Sarah, on behalf of the show, Dave and I would like to build your son one.
Yep.
So give us a minute. We're going to drop off a transformer whose arms do go down in the next 10 days. We will make this our top priority.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Thank you, Sarah. Hello, Sue. And Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry
and
Christmas.
For those of you who don't celebrate, whoops.